Salutations! My name is Eqlipse, EQ for short, and welcome to Minecraft Modded Hardcore, the movie. Let me explain. This is MC Eternal, a crazy balls-to-the-wall mod pack that is made up of the most insane mods possible, and I am surviving 300 days in hardcore on it. This movie is a compilation of the first 3 videos in this series for anyone who's never seen this before, who wants to get caught up, or if you just want to relive the journey. Because coming soon to the channel is 400 days. So make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Plus, it's free and you can always unsub. Actually, according to YouTube, it turns out no one is subscribed. In fact, I have negative subscribers. Look at this chart. Look at this real, completely real and honest chart that I made. Please subscribe to me. In all seriousness, grab a snack and get cozy, because this is a long one. And without further ado, I give you Minecraft Modded Hardcore, the movie. Yeah, it's literally 2 hours long. That was not a joke. I loaded up the game, set the mode to hardcore, and pressed create new world. Let's do this. Day 1, I started off like everyone else does. I got some wood, made some tools, and grabbed some stone. Now, I haven't played Minecraft seriously in quite a while, and this is becoming apparent to me from the get-go, because I couldn't even navigate the menu smoothly. So another hurdle for these 100 days is to actually get good at Minecraft again. Here, I found a bound soul. They're like zombies. And a little house, which I stole the bed from. Now I have somewhere to sleep. Now I just need some shelter, but I'm not wasting all that precious wood I just got, so I tunneled into the first mountain I saw. After a little digging, I think this will do nicely for a while. Once that was done, I went to this little cave here to grab some iron and coal, and just gonna dig this coal right up here, and holy shit, a troll! I punched this guy, and for whatever reason, he just disappeared. Lucky break, I guess. Nope. No, he's right here. I rushed back home and didn't have a door, so I barricaded myself in with marble because I'm fancy. Here you can see me starting quests, pretty much tasks to complete in this mod pack that give you rewards. As we continue, I'll make sure to come back to this whenever there's something you guys need to know, but other than that, don't worry about it. Like right here, I got an Ender backpack as a reward, basically more inventory space. Sweet. The rest of the night, I decided to make myself useful and make a mine shaft where I found some coal, iron, and this cave. But a skeleton shot at me and I got scared, so I left. Once I got back up to my house, we'll call it, I saw it was daytime, meaning I've survived day 1. Nice. The next day, I packed up all my stuff and ended up venturing off towards new land. I ended up finding emerald in this little vein above ground. There's tons of them in this mod pack. I made tools with them because holy shit, they're powerful. I was killing some pigs for their delicious meat when I found a staircase leading to a dungeon? I mean, the blocks are called dungeon blocks, so I think it's a dungeon. Once inside, I clicked this block in the middle and I started playing Simon Says. See, I told you this mod pack was going to be interesting. I literally played Simon Says for the whole day till it switched up patterns and I lost. You know, I was tempted to leave this all in because it's really fun to watch at 700%, but still, that would have taken too long, trust me. Once I finally had lost, it spawned 3 chests for my reward, and here I am being totally blind to the real prize here. Yeah, there you go. Good job, past me. You realize that you just got a totem of undying on day 2 of hardcore. Needless to say, I was excited. Oh my god. Oh my god. Day 2 of this fucking 100 days, and I have a totem of undying. After my freak out, I grabbed those lamps because I thought they were pretty, and it was already dark, so I ended up sleeping in the dungeon that night. Once morning struck, I headed off to find an actual place to build a home. It was rather easy with those boots I picked up in the dungeon. They apparently had special perks that allowed me to jump really high and not take fall damage. Hey, I'm not complaining. I found this little hut and tried to loot it, but my inventory was too full. Sad face. That's literally what I wrote in the script. I wrote sad face. Great. At least it was right next to a good enough place to set up camp, so I built a cobblestone hut for the time being. Hey, it's not much, but it's home. Once it was getting dark, I decided to mine for the rest of the night, and I mined everything. Iron, ruby, tin, coal, silver, sapphire, the whole 9 yards. Once that was done, the sun was starting to come up, and I began smelting all my ores and called it a successful day 3. The next day, I completed the Best Friends Forever quest. Don't worry, that'll come into play later. In this mod pack, there's an interesting mechanic where you can gain hearts to add to your max health by eating different different foods. It's random if you gain health from a food or not, so I just end up eating one of every new food. I bring this up because after gorging myself on the delicacy that is a spider's eyeball, I gained 2 hearts. My guy has some seriously weird taste. I found melons! Yes! Wasting no time, I made some walls. Mobs won't be able to spawn over there, and I'll be safe-ish inside them. Next up was to do some excavating. This is where I'm gonna build my actual house. Also gotta light it up so nothing spawns. I am a fragile little baby after all. So most ores are not as strong as iron, so it's not worth making armor out of them, except ruby pants. For some reason, those are both stronger and more durable than iron, so I'm rocking out with some red joggers now. But it was getting late, so I clocked out for the night and slept in my cozy stolen bed. Today I'm getting wood, and a lot of it. So I made a sapphire axe and I got to work. I'm getting all this wood so I can build a nicer house. So this is basically all I did today. Except right here where I found a crate. It was locked and I didn't have a key, but I was able to pick it up and save it for later. Anyways, back to chopping trees. Hello, little deer. I don't want to have to do this, but I haven't tried your meat yet. Ha! I knew it! You were delicious! I tried to make a sack of holding, but it didn't seem to do anything. No extra storage for me, I guess. But the sun was coming up, so now it's day 6. Day 6 was the day I started to make a proper house, but while I was placing the foundation, a zombie walked up on me. Now this zombie is special. He's what's called a boss mob. Not to be mixed up with actual bosses, they're basically mobs with more health and more attack than usual and a special perk. This one's was reflecting, so as I hurt him, he hurt me right back. Fun fact, my first run of this ended to a zombie villager with Vortex. He sucked me right in and killed me in one shot. Yeah, okay, sure! Later that night, as I was building, I got blindness from touching a bat, and a vampire ran up on me. I should not be doing this right now. Vampires are really strong and can probably 3-shot me, even with this armor on, but I had no other choice, so I bopped him. Then I kept working on my house well into day 7. Not much to say here. I spent all day adding finishing touches to my house and moving everything in so I could actually live there. Finally, I found a use for those dungeon lamps. You know, this place is ugly, but it's a good kind of ugly. Day 8, I basically didn't do much. I literally just made a farm all day, and I made that farm the bestest it could ever be, and I'm proud of it. Day 9, I was collecting more seeds for my farm when I came across a giant blue slime. I killed him and turned his corpse into a trampoline. Afterwards, I came back to my camp and started a proper mine. I found a cave here. I shouldn't have entered it. I did anyway. See, I'm looking for diamonds. I know it's no surprise to anyone, but I'm gonna need those for a couple things. After a while, I ran into this mob spawner that exploded when I got too close. I did not like that. Not at all. I killed all the mobs and kept progressing into the cave until I found a goblin and decided to get the double HE fucking hockey stick out of there. When I got back to the surface, the sun was rising and I tended to my 2 crops. Woohoo, this'll sure feed me. Double digits, baby. I spent the day farming and sprucing up my house a bit. Here, I'm making a lamppost. Why? Because I'm fancy. Remember that dog quest I completed? Well, here he is. My dog came out interesting, so I named him Oops. I love Oops. He's a good boy. I think tomorrow we go on an adventure. Sure, it's hella risky, but I'm not gonna sit here and be a farmer my entire life. To be as safe as possible though, I bought all the food I could from the quest shop to see if it would raise my max HP. Spoilers, none of them did. All right, up bright and early, we got a big day ahead of us. First things first, I need a lot of glass for a build, so I'm picking up as much sand as I can. Lucky break, I found a scarecrow and they're really dangerous at night. But during the day, they don't move, so let me just, yeah. Grabbing more sand. Here, I end up finding a wishing well. While not really rare, it's the only one I've seen, so I'm marking it on my map for later use. Now we're talking. I gotta see what's in there. Zombies. Lots of them. Okay, changing up my method of attack here. I'm getting to all this loot and no one's stopping me. Okay, you may be stopping me. I ran the hell out of there, munching on some fish and chips, which gave me 12% more health and made me 50% more British. Climbing up to the higher level, this chest had a lot of stuff, but the most important thing is this staff of engraved thunder, but more on that later. I'll just take these books. Gonna need them for an enchantment table if I can ever get any diamonds. After taking out these mobs, I broke one of the barrels and the pink chicken. I need you. But I had no way to bring him back, and it was getting dark, so I just chilled with him all night. He was pretty cool. Learned he was from Kentucky. I needed to head home and make a lead so I can bring my pink pal home to his new petrified prison. See what I did there? I made the lead and went back to my new friend, but as I was taking him back, disaster struck. The rest of the day was a day of mourning. I even built a funeral for the pink chicken. He was pink. Rest in peace. Day 13, I tested out my new toy, and then I went to go mine for the next few days. I'm looking for diamonds. I found everything but diamonds. Later on into the expedition, this ends up happening. Holy shit! I'm alive! Oh god! I just wanted diamonds, man. The next day, I stopped mining because it's clearly too dangerous. So instead, we ventured out. I realized that this was taking too long, so it's time to make a player launcher. But I don't have glowstone, so I guess we'll get there later. Found a bobble ring here. This thing basically makes me impervious to lava for a little while. Perfect, since I plan to head to the Nether soon. Here I am, staring into the heart of the beast, and I didn't even know it. Right after, I found a village, and I looted it for the rest of the day. Day 16, I looted the rest of the village. There wasn't much. No diamonds. Sad face. And made my way back. Pufferfish are insanely toxic, but I have to try. Of course, it managed to actually increase my max health, but it also poisoned me really badly, so I jumped up a tree and hid like a baby till the food poisoning passed. Here I dropped some clownfish.
This is important, do not forget.
Once I got back, I went to mine obsidian for the rest of the night because I need to go to the Nether. I ended up getting 32 obsidian. The next day, I made a portal and worked up the courage to finally head into the Nether and grab some glowstone as fast as possible, then run back to the portal like a little bitch. But it was all worth it because the player launcher is now complete. What is the player launcher? I'll show you. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. Now we schmoovin'. Well, back to mining. I really need some diamond. Don't worry, this time I'll be safer. I finally found some, but they were being protected by this octillery-looking motherfucker. Sorry, buddy, you gotta go. Finally, I got some diamonds. I also realized that for whatever reason, when I broke the diamonds, I have fortune and haste effects still, as if the game thought I was holding the fortune glove. So basically, until I die and it resets, I've got fortune 1 and haste at all times. And since this is hardcore, we're sitting pretty. Really pretty. Like orange and blue crystals in this cave pretty. I had no idea what this place was, but it was beautiful. And there were emeralds and diamonds and gold and lapis and jackpot. Oh, look, a little goblin boy. Wonder why he's here. Oh, it's because it's a troll cave. Fuck. I ran away and placed like 7 million blocks and hid. Then I hid in a hole and gimped him with my thunder wand. Afterwards, I headed back home and I went to bed. I decided to relax and made some actual armor, and I look beautiful. I look really ugly. I also totally need more sand for this totally not mistake of a build I'm totally gonna try to totally make tomorrow. You know, I'm getting real sick of these near-death experiences. Here, one of the Rifter guys tried to drag me into their portal and send me to the evil Rift dimension, but he was stopped by his only nemesis, walls. And I relaxed for the rest of the day, because I was pretty spent from almost dying 1,000 times. The next day, I made a mistake and used all the sand that I was getting to make an ugly glass platform. Who could have seen that coming? It's not all bad, though. I made more walls because of it, this time with pretty stone. Here, I found an owl stuck under my glass monstrosity. I named them Owlicious. If you know, you know. Oh, would you look at that? I took down this glass platform I spent 1,000,000 years collecting stuff for and making. Who would have thought? I ended the night by making a sign with all my goals. It's nice to have some. Day 22, more walls. While placing the walls, I found a cave on my property. Property? While placing walls, I found a cave on my property and went to investigate. Passing up on a valuable crate, I found a dungeon and didn't want to die, so I gimped the enemies and grabbed the chest. It did have 1 diamond. I lit the place up because I didn't want to die, and then I left. Okay, fine. I'll pick up the crate. Valuable crate. How valuable could it be? Holy shit. That took up the whole day, so I turned in early on day 22. Day 23 began with one goal, get wood. But I got distracted, so I spent the night hiding up on this structure where I found a crate which I couldn't open and a whole ass spawner temple. I took out the spawners and tried my life by killing these creepers with engraved thunder, which of course only, electrocuted them, making them more powerful. Fuck, I charged. So I spent the rest of the night stealing all the bricks from the roof. It was safer that way. The next day, I found another dungeon, and it had some amazing loot, but I had no room for it, so I went home to go lighten my load. And as I was leaving... Let's see how hard it is. Oh, that was a dragon. So I made myself scarce and didn't heed the warnings and came right back, grabbed everything, and yeeted so hard and fast that I ran right into this tower where I found a compressor chest with a ruby and sapphire lock. You already know there's great shit in there, and one day I will open you. Then I went home. Good day. Day 25, needed wood, got a lot of it. It's time to head back to the wishing well. I got a couple tokens from the crate and you throw them into the wishing well and they give you prizes. I got a water breathing potion and a regen potion out of it. It was great. And I finally feel good and powerful enough to take this wizard's house. I knocked on his roof with eviction papers and stole all of his belongings. There! Do you see it? Because I still didn't. Right there. Right there. The rest of the day, same old, same old. Get wood, loot dungeons. I had the biggest brain moment right here, and I snipped out a trap and saved my poor life because I'm such a genius.
Really, I've just seen one of these before in my personal world, so I'm not a genius, just I have object permanence.
Here, I got a crate that had all these beautiful keys, wood, stone, and iron. Back to the wishing well, because there's nothing else to do with these coins, and I was blessed with the elusive emerald key. Poggers. Next day, more wood collecting. And totally don't pay attention to the dumb EQ breaking this crate with the wrong tool and shattering it out of existence. Don't worry about that. All I did for the rest of the day was collect wood. Day 28. It's finally time. I got all the wood I needed and I'm ready to build my house. This ended up taking 3 days, day 28 through day 30. And it's not the best looking house, but I call it home. Now that I have a house, it's time for the worst thing in modded Minecraft.
Organization!
No joke, this took just as long, if not longer, than building an actual house. But because I'm a master editor and do the quirky YouTuber Snap, it's all done. Okay, I lied. Day 35, I was still doing the same thing, just organizing all my stuff, chopping trees, same old, same old. But at the end of the day, I found a big treasure slime that gave me cookies upon death, so that was super neat. Day 36, the footage was really blurry for some reason, but this happened. Did you get that? One touch from his flames did 12 hearts of damage. 12. Needless to say, that spooked me.
Oh my god. No, dude. He rendered in like for half a second and I was like, it's over. It's over. This is the end of me. This is the end of me.
I think the main reason for this was I was flying with the player launcher too fast for the chunks to load and didn't see that I jumped right into a dragon's den. I was careful using the player launcher for the rest of the 100 days after that. Like, look, I'm crouching while collecting slate for some reason. I was terrified. That dragon shook me to my core. Nightfall arrived and I had nowhere to sleep because I was far away from camp, so I tunneled into a tree and just hid there. Day 37. I looted a chest, then got called in by some beautiful mermaids that turned out to be sirens. I yeeted myself away using my physics-breaking player launcher and found a stone sphere, which had a cyclops in it. After finding out he had 2,500 health, I got the fuck out of there. Again? Okay, I'm gonna have to actually kill these guys this time. That's what you get for tussling with the muscling. Here I thought I broke the game and that this was an unloaded chunk, but it turns out that this was just a hole with a spider chest at the bottom of it, and the spider chest had an emerald lock. And it just so happens that I have an emerald key. Oh, you already know what I'm doing when I get home. I'm finding all sorts of things today. A blaze spawner in the overworld. They didn't drop any blaze rods though, and all I managed to do was to burn this forest down. All this trouble for 2 bombs? Really? Oh well. Hopefully this pirate ship will have better loot. And my god, it did. Just look at this pickaxe. Mending 3? I can't even count that high. I heard a lot of mobs down below me and found a spawner, so I made myself a little makeshift grinder and took them out all of day 38. Day 39, I made my way home and went to opening chests. The spider chest had some good loot and a couple of diamond keys. Now I just need a ruby and sapphire key, and I've got the whole bunch. The other 2 crates were a little disappointing, but I was already happy with the diamond key, so I'm not complaining. Okay, so this island has been on my property for too damn long, and it's unexplored, and we're gonna change that. Using my player launcher and a couple of well-timed jumps, I was able to just barely make it up there. Once I was up there, I found some green and purple slime. Testing their bouncitude, trademark, they both sent me the same 3 blocks into the air, so this could be useful for something. Afterwards, I made an enchantment table. I thought it was high time we had one. Next day, I tried to get Fortune 3 on my pickaxe, but I ran out of lapis while trying, so I went back to the mine to go get more. Also, don't forget to pay respects to Pink Chicken. He was pink. It took me forever and a half to find lapis, but on day 42 I finally found some. Then I found a wizard, and I'm just gonna say it, he promptly kicked my ass. So in return, I kicked his ass and decided it was time to leave. With a whopping 14 lapis under my belt, I went to try again, and still no Fortune 3. Damn it. You know what that means? It's back to the mine. Time to strip mine though, because I don't trust the caves after what happened last time. And only when I stopped looking for it did I finally actually find some diamonds. And when I said diamonds, I mean diamonds. I'll let Past Me explain. Oh my God, dude. Okay, I need to explain this. Sorry, I'm freaking out. Okay, so there are veins in this game. And they're very rare, but you can find them, and they are basically just like a normal vein of one ore. Instead of going on like for 4 or 8 or sometimes 12 with like more common ores like iron, they just go on for like 1,000,000. I think I just found one made of fucking diamond. I made sure not to mine any of it until we had Fortune 3. You know I'm getting as many diamonds as possible. I found a cave. I shouldn't have explored it. I did anyway. It paid off because I finally found some more lapis. I swear this blue stuff is rarer than diamonds. While exploring the cave, I ended up finding another troll cave thingy and an archaeologist villager. But I didn't have engraved thunder on me, so I needed to go back and grab that. It was getting late though, so when I got home, I slept the night off. The next day, I grabbed engraved thunder, headed back and started to collect the ores and crystals. While doing so, I found a mossy road that ended up leading me to another crystal cave. What the hell? Well, of course I need these crystals too. Now, I was very careful mining everything here. I don't know how much a troll can do to me, and frankly, I don't want to find out. But of course, I never get what I want, because a troll spawned right in this ravine and ambushed me. I told you engraved thunder would come in handy. Well, that's enough exploring for me for one day. Let's go back home, where I once again failed to get Fortune 3 to show up. Why? While messing around with my sack on day 47, I found that it can hold blocks that I right-click. I guess that's why it's called a sack of holding. That makes more sense now. Whatever. Using this, I could take a small storage crate with 100 spaces with me anywhere. This is insane, and I'm so mad that it took me till halfway through these 100 days to even figure that out. Today, I had 2 goals. Explore this broken temple-looking thingy and find a place for a mob grinder, specifically with a lot of spawners right next to each other, because I think that'll work rather well. And would you look at that, 2 birds with 1 stone. This dungeon wasn't very hard, but when I got to the center, I found an enderman right next to an enderman spawner with a chest on top, and doggy, there was some good stuff in that there chest, I'll tell you. Not only that, but I think this will be the perfect place for my mob grinder. Also, this is just a hunch, but what if So using the sack of holding, I can move these spawners and have them all be a part of my mob grinder. Oh, if you're curious, this is the best screenshot I have of the loot I collected down here. Just saying, those 7 emerald blocks got me feeling a certain way. Anyway, I spent all of day 49 making the grinder. And I know it's gonna work well, because even as I was clearing the space for the grinder, tons of mobs were already spawning. Day 50 is when the mob grinder began to take shape, but it's a little slow, and I don't know why. Ah, I figured it out. I left the torches on top of the spawner. Just gotta knock them off and make sure a skeleton doesn't knock me off to my impending doom. After that, it was running much smoother, but I think I can make this work just a little bit better. Please keep in mind that I've never built a proper spawner before, and I know there are specifically better ways to do this, but with spawners at my disposal, I thought this would work fine. After adding a drop so I don't have to waste all my sword's durability on these mobs, I say this is working quite nicely. I spent all of the next day grinding away until I headed back to my base and fell in an oil spill. I don't even want to tell you how long that took to get out of. Afterwards, it was dark, and I found a zombie villager outside my walls. After a lot of effort, I captured him and named him Terald. I went back to my spawner and just look at how fast Mending 3 repairs my pickaxe. I love it. I decided that since this diamond pick has Mending 3, and I don't even think I can get Mending 3, this is gonna be my main pickaxe. So I went to try and get Fortune 3 on a diamond pickaxe, and this time I got it second try. Is this some kind of joke? Whatever. Look at my pickaxe now. Day 54, more time at the grind. While bouncing back home, I found a wizard spawner sigil thingy. I don't know what to call it. I wasn't prepared, and most of my armor has taken a beating, so I left it for later. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time to see what Fortune 3, combined with Fortune Glove effects, can do against the world's largest vein of diamonds. Mending 3, Fortune 3, Efficiency 5, Auto Smelt, and Breaking 3, and Experience Boost 3. The world's greatest pickaxe. Let's test it on the 5 vein first. Alright, 5 vein. 31 diamonds. Oh my god. Now it's time for the big boy. One thing I did not think about is with XP Boost 3 on this thing, it'll give me levels so fast. I mean, just look at my XP bar. So I decided once I hit level 50, I should put these levels to good use and left the diamonds for another time. I used the XP I got to make a badass sword. The sun came up as I was getting more emeralds to make more swords to fuse together to make the almighty best sword. And my heart sank as a message popped up in chat. Terrelled had burned to death. Just steal the name tag and maybe no one will notice. I left those blocks of emerald at the spawner and I'm gonna need them to make some good armor. So I think it's high time that I go back there. And while I'm there, I might as well hit some mobs. But while I was bouncing back home, I made my way a little too far into the vampire forest and attracted the dragon that lives there. I went to leave, but as I did, I saw the dragon take refuge in the middle of the village. I guess this is his home now. I cannot catch a break today. Outside my camp was the Undertaker, a boss with 3,500 health and the ability to one-shot me if I'm not careful. This is not a joke. I loaded it up in a creative world just to show you guys, and full emerald, boom, dead, he doesn't care. It was getting late as I was fighting him, and I didn't want other mobs to come between me and my prize, so I went to my cozy little bed to pass the night. However, I'm not stupid, so I made sure that I was safe while doing my signature move of gimping everything stronger than me. And after way too long, I bopped him. I spent the rest of the day doing what I should have done like 30 days ago. I made actual good armor. Hopefully, I'll be able to take a couple of hits now. By day 57, I had some dope gear. I didn't take a screenshot of it, but I have a list of all the enchantments and they're important, so I'm gonna quickly go over them if you don't mind. My helmet. Proc 4 on Breaking 3 and Last Stand 2. I'm gonna read what this does because I had to look it up and it's a part of the mod. I didn't know what it meant. Basically, Last Stand 2 lets me take killing blows and live on half a heart if I have enough experience points to live the hits. I don't really know the amount of experience I need to last or anything, and to be honest, at the time of recording, I didn't even know what this did. I just thought I'd tell you what Last Stand does. Pants are the same thing as my helmet and the same with the chest plate. But the boots are where it gets a little more interesting. Depth Strider 3, Unbreaking 3, Proc 3, Lightning Resistance, and Multi-Jump 3, which is my favorite because I could basically get 3 extra really high jumps. Also, the sword is badass. Here's a screenshot. Into the Nether! Right off the bat, get it? I realize this place is no joke in MC Eternal. How did I notice this? The bat fucking exploded. However, with multi-jump, navigating this place became a cakewalk. Not gonna lie to you guys, I totally thought this was a Roblox guy until it started throwing TNT at me. I already hate the Nether. You know, even though I'm in literal hell, that's the name of the place, bouncing around like this is borderline fun. Here, I found a blaze lantern and it was gorgeous. This is my new favorite light and I want more of them. But I'm also trying not to die, so I'm gonna just get myself out of here and come back later. Okay, I fucked up right here, but just look at how powerful the bobble ring is. It's absorbing all the lava damage. And even when it's gone, I'm just that powerful, but I shouldn't get careless. Hello, little Foxy, are you friendly? Nope, no, you're not, Fuck, I found what I was looking for, a nether fortress. I'm basically looking for 2 things. Blazes for their rods and withers for their skulls. That's right, we're gonna fight the wither as well in these 100 days. That is, if I don't die. I made a platform for withers to spawn on, but it was pretty useless because right next to the fortress, I found another that was crawling with withers and teaming with wither spawners. Wither skeletons, not withers themselves. That would be terrifying. Also, the loot here was amazing. Okay, well, not all chests can be winners. Did I scare you there? Trust me, it scared me too. Thanks to looting 3, it didn't take too long to get the skulls I needed, and I headed back to the overworld triumphant and tired. I made these reinforced pearls for finding the fortress and going through the end, but they weren't kind of weird. But a solid ender eye is a solid thing to have, so I'm not complaining. Trying to organize myself, I made another to-do list. I'm a busy bee. I guess I was feeling really confident here because I had no food, and yet I went back to the wizard spawner and just tried to take them out. Something you can't see here is when you spawn the wizards, there's a barrier that doesn't let you leave the chunk, so I couldn't run away even if I wanted to. But my good old friend Engraved Thunder came to the rescue and we took them all out. I didn't notice it here, but one of the wizards dropped their wands, which is already leveled up from novice to advanced, so that's gonna save me a lot of time. The rest of the loot was really disappointing, but the runestone more than makes up for it. It just looks so cool. Later that day, I tried using ancient tomes, but I'm too stupid to figure that out. And I spent the rest of the night learning magic. I learned 2 spells, freeze and light. The way spell learning works is you have to use the spell over and over, and bad things happen to you until you learn it, and it's random. So this was a process. And day 61, I got Arc, Ignite, Firebomb, Ice Shard, Invisibility, Homing Spark, Mind Trick, and Heal Ally, which is useless because I'm alone. But other than that, those are some good spells. Day 62. Here we go. I started off the day searching for food and a village, as my last one, has a new owner. And while I was searching, I learned llamas do not drop food, so I killed them for no reason. Sad. And then this happened. I was so close to biting the dust 23 hours into this challenge. The only reasons I lived here was because A, I was already turning around to leave because there was a sea serpent there and they're very powerful, and B, Last Stand 2 procced and just barely saved me. I'm not lying when I said this is one of the closest calls I've ever had in Minecraft. And it doesn't stop there. As I was trying to leave, I ran into yet another dragon den. This is a completely separate one. I ran and hid again because I was so shaken and I didn't want to lose everything. And of course, the other way I was headed led to another fucking dragon. I can't go anywhere in this world without medieval death traps. I've decided I'm going to be a farmer. I can't die if I don't leave my camp, right? So that's what I did. I grabbed a shovel, enchanted it, prepared all my land, and by nightfall, it started looking good.
Pumpkin.
I didn't do much today other than bringing all my loot from my mob grinder back over to the main camp. Other than that, I killed a cow here, so that was cool. Did some tidying up around the compound and grabbed more of those diamonds. I swear I have a plan for it. Day 66, I fell through the world. I don't know how this happened, but okay. I grabbed the rest of my stuff from my mob grinder and I carefully headed back. I needed more space to expand my land, so I took a crazily enchanted axe and I went to town. I also wanted to see how fast this axe worked, and by dusk, I had completely leveled the forest. So I named the axe the Deforester. You know, the camp is finally starting to come together, and I'm pretty proud of all that we've built here. I'm having a great time, and I hope you are too. In fact, if you are, maybe hit that like button and maybe leave a comment and subscribe. I mean, you don't have to. I don't care, but like, if you want, you load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can go all my soul to 100 hardcore. It's fucking stupid. And totally gonna need these blocks for something soon. Don't worry about it. But my pickaxe ended up smelting the blocks right away when I mined them, and they were really pretty. Look, don't judge me. I've never had glazed terracotta. I'm having fun. Speaking of fun, I'm lining my farm with blue and red glowy magic crystals, and I'm very pleased with how they look. It's time. On the perfect day, we are building a masterpiece. Can you guess what it is yet? Can you guess? Yep, I'm building a giant 69 sign, and I am lining it with diamond. This is probably the thing I'm most proud of in my life. Afterwards, I went to the bathroom. I wrote a sign to commemorate the occasion. And I spent the rest of the night making things on the camp look sexy. I thought it was appropriate considering the day. I went back to the cave on day 70 to get more crystals for my camp, and I stumbled upon a room where when I broke the stone, it replaced itself with a random block. I'll have to come back to you. Day 71, I came back, and I mined that infinite block all day. And I got quite a lot of ores that you usually wouldn't get in the overworld. Here, I'm trying to learn about essence, but I don't make it very far, so maybe that's something we can do for 200 days? Also, side note here, my camp looks beautiful at night now. The crystals are perfect. So this is technically the start of day 73, I'm pretty sure. Only reason I'm doing this right now is because I want to show you guys that there are no cheats enabled on this. Just to make sure. I know no one thinks there is, but would like to prove, because there's been a lot of crazy things that have happened in this series. There's no way to do that. I've been on hardcore mode the whole time. Technically, yes, I can create a new world, make it hardcore, go into the world, and open LAN. But if I were to do that, the word cheats would appear right here. As you can see, there's nothing there. Not like bullshitting or anything. Like this is the one. So this is all legit. I spent the whole next day mining and stuff. It was fun. Relaxing, even. It's time to get down to business. We're finding that stronghold. While following the Eye of Ender, I found a village, and there were some clownfish in this one house, and I promise it's important. Do not forget about that. Not too far from the village was the Stronghold, and this was the worst stronghold I've ever been in. I'll save you the details, but it took 3 days to find the portal, and it was the most boring and grueling task I've ever done in Minecraft. But luckily, we could skip all that. Day 76, we managed to find the proper sapphire to make the sapphire key in the Stronghold. Now, all we need is a proper ruby, and then we can open that compressor chest. I also found a person's head in a chest, so good finds all around. Day 77, I heard random explosions and went to go find out what the hell they were when I ran into a goblin, but like a really big one. He actually ended up killing himself with this explosion, so lucky break, I guess. I finally found the portal. I literally used a mini-map to find this because it was so hidden. I had to zoom in on my mini-map. It was just, I cannot believe this took so much. But screw it. I found it, marked it on the map, and headed back to my base to prepare. While clearing out space on my new land, I found a chameleon, and I named him Terald. Don't know why, the name just came to me. So I wanted to just make a brewery, but I'm gonna be honest, I got carried away and just built this beautiful house, and this is where I'm going to live now. This took about 3 days, and I finished it on day 82. So, whoops. Here we go. I call this the slow fall arc. Let me set the scene. Here I am, day 83, trying to make a slow fall potion for the Ender Dragon, and I'm following the recipe in normal Minecraft, but unbeknownst to me, the recipe is different in MC Eternal. So I just ended up making potions of gravity. Then I took to the wiki and found out you need either frog legs or rabbit's feet in Feed the Beast. So I went back to the swamp only to find that there are no frogs in this mod. So I tried looking for rabbits, and after searching through the desert, scouring for a whole day, I ended up just finding them in the shop. But when I made the potions, all they made were potions of leaping. It was only then that I pulled my fucking head out of my ass and realized that there's a built-in recipe guide like right there, and it says I need 3 things: netherwort, ender pearls, and clownfish. This is when I entered panic mode. I only have 15 days left, and I was worrying that I was running out of time to fight this dragon in 100 days, or especially since I have to find netherwort. So I'm in the nether. I brought no food, and I only have a potion of regen on me, and I'm schmoofing. I made it to that fortress that we knew before, but it had no netherwort in it, so fuck. I gotta find a whole other fortress. And after scouring and searching with my health low and my spirits diminished, my regen potion completely gone, I finally found it. Another fortress. As I marched down every corridor, danger and death lurking in every possible scenario and situation, I found it. Netherwort. It was guarded, and every enemy chipped away little by little at my health bar. Okay, there were 3 enemies there, but it sounds way more dramatic like that, right? No lie, right here I completely thought it was over because the chunks weren't loading and I personally was terrified. It's a lot safer to bounce like this in the nether because dragons don't usually spawn, but they still can, which is still a problem. When I got back home, I should have rested up for the night and got some food, but I was a man on a mission, and I bounced so fast to that village and looked, hoped, and prayed for clownfish. As my hearts were falling down to the point we start with, dawn was breaking, and I finally found that house and collected 14 clownfish. Whew! Woo! It's done! Slow falling potions! I'm so happy. The rest of the day was spent preparing for the dragon. Everything will be put into my ender chest so I can keep it all organized and so you guys can see the finished product of all I'm taking. Here's how it looks so far. All right. I know I've said it before, but this is the worst part of 100 days in modded Minecraft. This took 3 whole days. No sleep, no nothing, of just complete and utter Grab this, don't grab this, grab this, grab this, grab this, don't grab this, don't grab this, don't grab this. But luckily for you, I'm a quirky YouTuber, so you guys don't have to watch all of that. Somewhere in between, I also got extra hearts, but I didn't mark it and don't care to sift through an hour of me just organizing stuff. So you'll just have to take my word for it. I ended day 90 by writing down my final set of goals for this 100 days. Day 91, I had 2 goals today. Get bread and get armor. Weird to have both those goals on one day, but I'm running out of time. I went over to my enchantment table and made a very nice chest plate and a pickaxe named for a king. I also wanted to name my sword, but I had no idea what to name it, so I sent out to Twitter and tweeted this and left it up for the top reply. While we wait for that, I got more food for sandwiches. I need a lot of meat and a lot of variants, so I definitely am gonna have to kill some animals. Usually you would use a farm for this, but I don't have one. That's a 200 days thing. Also, Dylan tweeted the name Swordy at me, and it won top reply. So the sword's name is Swordy. Thanks, Dylan. But as I was looking for more food, I found a dungeon and thought, what the fuck? It's one more adventure. In this dungeon, it was just like the one that I made my mop grinder out of, but made of wood, and the loot was kinda lackluster. That is, until I got to the middle. Bar me almost getting blown up by a creeper, I found a shulker box in here and was pretty happy. Then in a double chest in the dead center, I presume, I found an elytra and kinda freaked out.
Oh my god.
No way!
Yes, please. Yes, please. Let me put all this stuff away for now. I've got an elytra, dude. What the hell? I'm eating one of these as soon as I get the chance. I've got like 5.
Yeah, little embarrassing, but shush. That was about all in this dungeon, so I headed back home, and while I was doing so, I bumped into a dragon. But remember that golden apple I ate? Yeah, the dragon's fire did nothing to me. Sandwiches have been made! These will really help since eating 1 sandwich is kind of like eating 4 steak in this mod. I left them in the chest where they belong for now. Oh, and more spells. Summon Lightning Wraith, Conjure Block, Heal, perfect. After 100 days, it has served me well, but it's finally time to make another engraved thunder staff, just in case it breaks in the dragon fight. Also, I'm trying to eat some food here, but I move over to the engraved thunder and I set my house and my dog on fire. Just let's move on, moving along. To heal Oops, I need a cake, so I went out to milk a cow and I drained his udders. Literally, I got like 18 buckets. Once I made the cake and went to give it to my dog, though, he was just fine. He didn't want the cake, he wasn't damaged, he was good. So fine, I'll eat it alone then. Later on, I got worried about Terrell and decided to make him a little pen to live in. I even decked the bottom out in diamonds so he could look frigid. Then I realized he was lonely, so I went to find him a friend. I found one, but as I was bouncing back, I claim plausible deniability. I didn't see it happen, so I'm not involved. It's fine though. I found another one right outside of camp and brought him back. This little one's name's Jerry, like the inverse of Terrell. Don't think about it too much. Then I spent the rest of the night preparing and no longer stalling, cause tomorrow, we killed the Wither. The morning came and I ran off a decent way from the base just in case this got ugly. And I did what everyone else does. I dug down and fought him underground. This is day 97. Do you think I'm gonna play this stupid? However, he ended up being really easy, so I picked the Nether Star and made myself my first ever completely legit beacon. No lie, I've never done this before. On the bright side, I found a use for all those diamonds. But making a beacon just of diamonds takes a lot of diamonds. 1,476 diamonds to be exact, which means, sadly, I gotta take the diamond trim off the 69 sign. Who knows? Maybe we can deck it out in emeralds for 200 days. But after all that work, the beacon lit and it was beautiful. Don't mind me, just taking some glamour shots. This one's going in the thumbnail. The rest of day 98, I spent getting everything ready one last time. You know, this has really been a journey, and we've come a long way. For me personally, this is the first time I've ever did anything scripted or anything this complex and convoluted for a video. And you know what? It was amazing. No matter what happens tomorrow, I hope you enjoyed 100 days. But of course, with the sun going down and time not stopping, we've got to keep going. Good night, day 98. And Ender Dragon, I'm coming for you. Day 99. I woke up bright and early and launched myself to the end. Dug into the stronghold and placed the eyes. We've made it to the end. Now, I'm sorry if this impairs your vision, but in this mod, the end is pitch black, so I thought that putting a pumpkin on my head wouldn't change much. Also, that's why I brought a million torches. I started the fight by knocking out all the crystals from afar, until I got down to 2. Both had cages around them, and I'm gonna need to get close to free them. Then I made the worst play in this entire 100 days. I lived on half a heart, and I wasn't gonna let that blessing go to waste. I gapped up and safely removed the final crystal. Now it's time for the dragon. With a combination of slow falling, multi-jump, and persistence, the dragon fell pretty easily, and after one more hit, I had done it. I beat the Ender Dragon in modded Minecraft hardcore in 100 days. I grabbed the egg, failed to grab this elytra that the dragon dropped, and entered the portal. When I awoke, it was dusk. So I went to bed one last time on day 99. Day 100. I spent the last day just roaming around the camp and taking everything in. You know, we made so many memories and got so much done in these 100 days, but we haven't even scratched the surface of all there is to do in this mod pack. So if you want to see me do 200 days, let me know. Or if you want to see me do 100 days on a different mod pack or vanilla or whatever, leave a comment down below. Back in the hardcore world for day 101. Right off the bat, I want to give a shout outs to this comment that told me to craft a glider. Combine that with the multi-jump enchant in the player launcher, and I can just fly forever. I spent the rest of the day getting acclimated to my new heights. There was a cloud base up here, and it gave me a little pet, one that I probably will never use. As night fell, I found another one of those pillars. It was guarded by the worst spiders ever, cave spiders, but I managed to kill them and steal all the blocks. Day 102, I had an encounter with a big dragon, a big, large boy, big, large, and I ran away into this desert temple, where I disarmed the bombs and found some cool loot. Later that night, I made a very interesting discovery. Everything I touch explodes. I don't know either. I found out why. It's because my chestplate is enchanted with Unstable 2, and now it's being unstable. Go figure. So we're gonna need to get me a new t-shirt. I picked up my old chest plate and headed to the end. We're gonna get into some dangerous situations for these 200 days, so I wanna be as unkillable as possible. So we're gonna need a soul stone. These are hard to make, and the first thing we're going to need is purple block from the end fortress. I also looted the fortress while I was there. Didn't find anything too amazing, but I picked up the elytra. One dimension down, and it's time to head to the Nether. Now, this took a while to load for some reason. I don't know, but I made my way through the portal and headed back to the Wither Fortress. And I killed withers all day, and with the luck of my looting 3 sword, I got all 3 wither skulls in one go. That's right, we're gonna need to kill the wither. Again. Day 105, I did that. As I spawned the wither, mine always act weird and run away from me. Maybe it's because they know what they're about to face. And dead. Rest of the day, I farmed potatoes. I promise there's a reason for this. Because at the end of the day, give me this table, using every parts of Minecraft, the wither, so the nether, the end, dungeons with an apple, trading, and ores with an emerald, and farming, I can make a soul stone. Saves you from death while carrying, single use only. But I'm gonna need more of these, so I went back into the Nether and made a huge mistake. While fighting all the mobs that spawn in this dungeon, I accidentally hit a zombie pigman. This is a problem because I got to meet their leader, the Grizelm Beast. The Gilgamic Beast was Gilgamic and beastly. I've never seen that before. What the fuck? You know, this isn't working. I have a better plan. I grabbed wither spawners and I went back home. Back home. My world corrupted. Look, I ran out of space while I was trying to load in some new chunks from dimensions, and the loading corrupted. I had to flash the world, and everything's now here and fixed, except my old markers on the old world were gone, so that's fun. I have no waypoints anymore. I've got more space now on my PC though, so let's keep going. I spent the night of 107 building a wither spawner. Same thing day 108, but I realized wither skellies don't spawn in water, so I'm gonna need to improvise. I built mob fans that should hopefully push the withers into one spot. And look at that, it works perfectly. Almost as if I've done this in a previous timeline. I grinded withers all day from the brand new grinder. Then, once night fell, I took out all the withers that I had spawned. However, one of them skimped out of me and I only got 2 nether stars, which is annoying. Oh well, I pretty much have an infinite amount of withers at my disposal now, so it's all good. We set goals. Ignore the animal farm, that never comes to fruition. Then I spent the rest of the day expanding my camp with dirt. I had to stop at nightfall though because I didn't like the place and I don't want mobs to spawn. Day 111, I finished up the expansion and headed back to the end. I wanted to do some exploring and soul vials are mainly what I'm looking for. But as I was heading back, I found a tower and said, fuck it, we're exploring. Oh, I meant frick. Sorry. According to all these comments, my channel is designed for kids and made for little babies, and I'm not allowed to swear. I'll never fucking do that again. I'm so sorry. Anyways, these towers are pretty simple. They have 2 mob spawners per floor and a chest in the middle of them. However, once you get up high, the chest won't open and you'll anger the battle tower golem. He'll proceed to wreak havoc and ruin your day. So he's gotta die. But when he does, the tower implodes on itself. So let's just sit back and watch the fireworks. The next day was chore day. I continued my Ethereum farm, killed chokers so I had free soul vials, stared at a dragon angrily. It was a good time. Ignore the pin building here. There's nothing to see here. I didn't do this. No, this didn't happen. Shush, don't shut up. Don't worry. And I'm jump scared by a scarecrow here. That's not fun. I did not like this. No, thank you. I ended day 113 by heading into the Nether to get Nether brick. As I was collecting some, I found a couple ancient debris as well. This could be useful for something. Still down here. Not down here anymore. I'm making a platform that goes across the river, and a zombie helped me throughout the night. I finished up by adding some dirt. I think it gives it a rustic feel. Nah, I'm just playing. The real reason there's dirt here is because it's a portal. Well, a portal in the making. In the meantime, I placed another portal right next to it because this is where all my portals will go. If you watched my previous 100 days, you knew this was coming, but it's time for organization. This time, I'm smarter though, and I made a ton of sacks of holding to speed up the process. But nothing speeds up the process quite like some editing. Wait, rewind that. Owlicious was tormented to death. This is not fair. This is beginning to look like a graveyard. Rest in peace, Owlicious. Only a couple people got the reference. Just look at how beautiful this place is now. It's all labeled, everything's in storage crates. Oh, I love it. Now that that's settled, this is something that I should have made a long time ago. Using the world's weirdest recipe, we can build an inventory cake. It doubles my inventory space, and I don't know why I don't have this already. Adding shulkers to the storage room. Now, while that grass is growing around the portal, I'm gonna do a little bit of explosive renovation. Can you guess what I'm building yet? I'm not gonna tell you. You have to guess. Ha! If you guessed out loud, I gotcha, idiot. I can't hear you. This is a YouTube video. All right, fine. It's an enchantment room that actually looks good for once. And on day 123, I fixed up my armor in it. Okay, it's time. No more fucking around. We're gonna make the portal. I need roses and a diamond, and it just so happens I have those. Place the roses around the portal and throw a diamond in, and boom, it's ready. Let's jump in. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Twilight Forest. This place is mystical, and to say the least, there's a lot here. As I was jumping around, I found a fortified arena of some sorts. Heading closer spawns the Naga, a snake-like boss that can break blocks that I'm standing on. But with the power of my stupidly fast bow, I took him out no problem. I wonder why that was so easy. Oh, well, let's do something actually a little challenging. I found a tower in this dimension, and you know I'm looting the entire thing. Oops, I pissed off the golem. He blew up the loot at the top, but I ended his life, so who really had the last laugh? Afterwards, I was jumping around into new biomes, and the rain started hurting me. Fucking rain. Rain's my enemy now. Speaking of enemies, here I am standing above a dragon's den. Look at her. She's sleeping. So, I'm gonna do something stupid. See, dragons have chests full of loot in their caves, and I want them. And if I don't wake her up, I'll be able to get at them no problem. We'll call this Anxiety Simulator. Is it just me, or does she look specifically awake right there? Nope, she's still asleep. We're in the clear. Not asleep! Not asleep! Dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, Last Stand 2 is amazing, but I used 30 fucking levels there. That was 30, I think. I don't know. I can't count.
But I swear the dragon looked asleep, and then it very much was not asleep.
Side note, I started riding the dragon as it was killing me. What the hell? Okay, dragons are still a problem. Let's downgrade back to Naga. Only problem with that is Naga just kind of glitched out and I couldn't hit them, so I gave up and went back to the overworld. Day 126, I finished some quests and got a flamethrower. A flamethrower. Flamethrower! I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the Twilight Forest, so on day 127, I thought I'd build a little base here. Day 128, I finished up the little base. Woke up the next morning, got some breakfast, and killed the Naga. Typical Tuesday. Afterwards, I found the dark forest and tried to enter, but I was blinded when I tried to go in. But a little troll guy dropped a book letting me know some cryptic bullshit. The book didn't help, so I spent day 130 Googling what to do here. I also found out that these thorns in the Thornlands hurt, so don't touch them. Got a glimpse of a giant fuck-off castle in the distance, and now I'm even more eager to see what's going on in this place. As I was heading back home, I found another tower that's already been destroyed. I wonder how that happened. At the top of this tower, though, I got this chest plate, which allows me to breathe underwater, so we take those. I need XP for enchants, so I headed back to my mob grinder, and also, while that was happening, I researched Supremium. It turns out the Supremium is actually charmed, meaning you can't enchant it, so we're actually going to go with Superium instead. It's also cheaper to make. When I got home, we had a prison break. Jerry and Terrell broke out of their home, and I had to lay down the law. Day 134, I needed gravel, sand, and clay, and all of that is found underwater. So that chest plate's gonna come in handy. While I was collecting the stuffs, I found a crate in a hole that led me to a buried treasure map. However, when I went to collect this treasure, I couldn't find it, so I marked the map for later. Also, my chameleons broke out again. Why? I embezzled your place with diamond blocks. You should love me. With all that clay, gravel, and sand, I can make seared bricks. And now I can make a forge. But to do that, we're gonna need a platform. And once the platform was built, I made the forge. It smelts things so fast. This can also smelt ores that I haven't been able to smelt before, like obsidian. And using this tool forge, I can make an obsidian pickaxe, which is strong enough to mine cobalt. That blue stuff we found in the Nether? Yeah, that. But before we can do that, our good friend the Undertaker decided to be an ass and show up again. So I had to take care of him all night. I tried to get cobalt and ardite whilst in the Nether, but I had a couple issues. And here I got really close to dying. The green ore I'm mining around is explosive, and if something ignites it, it will work just like TNT, and all those little ores will go off at once and just wreck me in my last stand XP. Oh, hey, conveniently timed ghast, when did you get here? Got back and spent the rest of the day grinding wither skeletons. We need a lot of nether stars for projects. I gotta say, I am beautiful. Okay, spell time. I've kind of been slacking on learning spells, so... Metamorphosis, full water breathing, summon snow golem, summon zombie, snowball, thunderbolt, and telekinesis, which took forever to get, by the way. I got more cobalt and ardite, and I set myself up to venture back into the Twilight Forest. This time, I know what I'm doing. Day 140, it's time to fight the Lich King. Now, the Lich King usually resides at the top of his tower, which you're supposed to climb, but my player launcher had other ideas. So I broke through his roof and began the fight. So he teleported away and made clones of himself. I did not suspect that. He has pulled a fast one on me. He has most definitely schmooved. This is not good. Where'd he go? You know, we're supposed to fight in your room, but instead you wanted to be an asshole, and now I'm fighting on top of the roof. After a while, I managed to find him on a random tree. Hit him a couple times and he teleported away again. Let's play a game. Can you find the Lich King? The fake ones are darkened and the real one is brighter. Nope, me fucking either. So I left and came back, and he's just there hiding under a tree being covered by dark shading. That's cheating. Eventually, I found out you can just hit him with his own projectile to drop his shields, like this is Ocarina of Time. Afterwards, his actual health bar appears, and then you can just wail on him. And Yahtzee! Got him. He dropped his trophy, and the world is finally opened up. Afterwards, I went to loot the tower and had a little scare here. Why yes, I am a dumbass. The next day, I made a magic map focus and made my merry way to the mystical Minoshroom Mountains to mar the man that makes moves. And on day 142, I found the labyrinth where the Minoshroom resides. And after finding a spot to mine under the bedrock, I finally found him. And he kinda scared me by breaking down this wall. But with the power of quick draw, the Minoshroom has fallen. Found a Hydra, gonna kill it, didn't kill it, ran away, and I went to sleep in the real world that night. I've got a project to make, and sand and gravel is what it takes, so that's what we're getting today. At nightfall, I got roses and black flowers for the dye. Turned my concrete solid the next day, and started my build. I don't know why, but I had the strangest urge to tell you guys that I have a Twitch. I stream there pretty frequently and play tons of stuff, including everyone's favorite block game. I also have this weird instinctual urge to tell you that you should follow it and come hang out in our streams. Weird. What's not weird whatsoever, though, is me killing another wither. Whoop-de-doo. I need a star to build the Beneath teleporter. And that's what I did. But my chameleons came down here with me, so I had to protect them with my life. Oh, you are so grounded when we finally get back above ground. Day 148, I made the Beneath portal, and as soon as I surfaced, I realized this is gonna be bad. You need Osmium from this dimension for space travel. That's something I want to try for 300 days. But as I was collecting some, a zombie hit me, and I saw that he has 180 health. That's 8 times the normal amount. Nope, 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 nope. Later, I opened a black market container and got a parrot egg. I named him Lucille. Everyone, say hi to Lucille. Ha! Gotcha again. This is a video. You're not supposed to talk to it. I went on an adventure. I'm sick of staying at home. I think most of us can relate. On said adventure, I found a village with some houses made partially of ice, and I wonder why. Oh, it's because it's an ice dragon. That's cool. Get it. By the end of night 150, I was flying home and found an ice spike plains biome, which is one of the rarest biomes, and a Yeti that I don't want to fuck with. So I went home. Sometimes there's no place like it. After that scare, I think it's time we start investing in some better gear, especially if I'm gonna kill a Hydra soon. You heard that, we're killing a Hydra. Oh hey, corrupted chorus fruit. I wonder if you'll be useful. Now I'm in the end, and we're looking for 2 things. Inferium essence, because getting it here will be faster than farming it, and chorus flowers, which you can find on top of chorus plants. Still getting Inferium, but now I have a night vision helmet made so you guys can see this invigorating footage. I'm just gonna talk over me making this and speed up because it takes forever, but using surplus amounts of Inferium, we can make Superium. Then, throwing gems into the mix, we can make a Superium core and presto, Superium sword. I spent the rest of day 153 combining books with my new sword. I had to use the books because Superium is really expensive to make, as you can see. And at day 154, I made Swordy Mark II. Then a zombie spawned in my house so I can test it, and oh, she's powerful. I decided why stop there and made a Superium bow. I spent all day enchanting it till I ran out of XP and had to go back to the end to farm some more. Because of the XP Boost 3 enchant on my pickaxe, mining in the end is the quickest way to get to level 100 over and over and over. The same can be said for the Nether, kinda, but the real reason I'm here is because I need more ancient debris, and there it is. Using that, we can make EQ's Dick Pic Mark II. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I spent the whole next 3 days enchanting and trying to get quick draw on this bow, but it just didn't happen. I got 2 stacks of obsidian. I need this to make new armor, and it took forever, so I entertained myself. It's fine, I'm having 2 stacks of obsidian. Where the fuck did you shoot me behind? I need to fucking kill you all the time and go back to the obsidian. I'm mine, I need 2 stacks of obsidian. I need 2 obsidian. Is it 2 stacks of obsidian? I also need amber, which I found over in the mountains. With all that together, we can create crystallized obsidian armor. And after a night of enchanting, this is what we got. My helmet. Fire Protection 3, Last Stand 2, Respiration 3, Unbreaking 3, and Soulbound 3. My chest plate, Unbreaking 3, Soulbound 3, Last Stand 2, and Protection 3. My pants, Unbreaking 3, Soulbound 3, Last Stand 2, Magic Protection 4, and Lightning Resistance. My boots, Multi-Jump 3, Last Stand 2, Depth Strider 3, Magic Protection 3, and Feather Falling 4. It's so beautiful. So yeah, maybe now we can take down a Hydra. And a Hydra's what we're gonna fight. But before I head back to the Twilight Forest, I need to get a couple more levels. I don't feel comfortable unless I have at least 50 levels for Last Stand 2 at all times. So I mined some gems in the end and I headed back. In the Twilight Forest, using my map, I was able to find the Hydra pretty easily and gave him a kiss for good luck and totally not because I misclicked. All right, Hydra time. So anyways, I started blasting. Took out my bow and started the DPS on this guy. He seems to be able to heal, but my sword and shield should do plenty of damage. Also, you can hit the fire he shoots at you back at him like this is the Lich King fight. And check that damage he's doing. This is why I got new armor. Note to self, don't get bit by a Hydra. I totally wasn't freaking out here, by the way. I just really wanted to see what the menu looked like. Yeah, Yeah, that's it. Fuck it. Arrow spam. This actually ended up working, and the Hydra started to die. Once the Hydra was slain, I picked up its trophy and its meat, which heals 36 hunger. How? We get a max of 24, like, even with the saturation mod. Once I got home, I found out that Jerry followed me to this dimension, so I guess this is his home now. No time to waste though, I headed into the dark forest and found the entrance to the Stronghold. With the Hydra dead, I can now enter, and I placed a trophy on top that let me through the barrier, and the search was on. The Knight's Tomb is what I'm looking for, and it's behind a lot of iron bars, which is apparently impossible to fucking locate. While searching through this place though, I picked up night metal, which we need for, things. Here I am using that dumb technique where I scrutinize a map for 30 minutes trying to find the stronghold. And here it is. And I'll just show you how the fight went. Well, that was really easy, and I see free obsidian here, and you already know I'm gonna need that, so I spent the rest of day 164 collecting it. Fuck it, I can't wait any longer. I'm making a portal gun. I need a nether star. Check. Ender dust? Check. Night metal? Check. REP? Check. And diamantine. Oh, these crystals can be found in these houses in villages. So I went searching, and after a full day of searching, I think it might have just been faster to just make an empower, however you do that. And I wonder if... Hey, it actually works! I was pretty proud of myself. Oh my god, I'm a genius. Oh, it worked. Oh, I'm a genius. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm a genius. Oh my god, I'm a genius. Holy shit, the biggest brain man. Biggest brain man. Man with largest brain. Smallest testicles, but largest brain. Oh my god, yes! And with that, I have made my portal gun. And I can't get it to work. I'll have to figure this out later. Sad face. I found a very special monument in the swamp on day 167, and this is where I'll be getting a talisman. I have to kill all these druids, and they have a chance to drop one of 4 pieces, and by the end of the day, this happened. Taking that talisman and right-clicking on a tree with it makes the between. No! My child! Why does everything named Terrell die? I've ruined my voice. That bit was not worth it. With a heavy heart, I headed back to a savanna I found and tried to mine. Why? Well, I still haven't forgot about that compressor chest, and we need a ruby to open it, and they can be found in the savanna, hence savanna. Problem though, a cyclops tried to step on me, and I'm not into that, so it's time to fight. This fight was easy. The power of my quick drop bow was too much for this loser. I got this man to like 200 health left, and went in for the kill when... Holy shit. He just snapped my neck and broke all my armor. The only reason I lived was because of the soul stone. Not even Last Stand could save me there. I managed to kill him, but now I have no armor besides that tied chest plate, and the sun's going down. I had to schmoove, and so did I. I jumped all the way home trying to be as safe as possible. But the luck of the stars was with me, and I made it home, put on my old armor, and sat there fuming for the rest of the night. I had this armor for like 8 days, 8 Minecraft days. And he snapped my neck, and then the armor just poofs, it disappears. Okay, buddy. But of course I couldn't catch a break, but my player launcher could, so I headed back to the Nether to grab some glowstone to craft a new one. As I was trying to head back, 2 boss salamanders blew up my portal, and I was kind of boned. I had to kill both of them and find a way to relight the portal. Luckily, my engraved thunder will do the trick, and after a couple of good shots, I was able to come back home. Now back to the savannah with significantly less cyclops in it. And oh my god, is that another dungeon? Holy shit! Simon Says Part 2 Electric Boogaloo, motherfuckers! This took the rest of the day, and I lost at the last level again. Next time, I'm gonna win one of these. I didn't win anything interesting except some despair bricks, which might be useful. I don't really know. But I'm sure some of you will tell me in the comments. Okay, now it's time to mine, like I planned to do before the Cyclops rudely interrupted, and after not too long, I found exactly what I was looking for. The rare ruby. Seizure warning here, I kinda got excited.
Oh my god, that was a long shot, but it actually freaking worked.
I made the sapphire key and ruby key and opened the compressor chest. It had some dope stuff in it, but the best things were the angel blessed coin, the metal keys, and a white pearl, which I can use as a wishing well coin basically. The next day was spent completing quests, and I got the chunky cheese token from one of them. This token lets me open a portal to Ratlantis. No, I'm not joking, but if you want to see what's behind this portal, you're gonna have to wait for 300 days. Also, throwing the pearl in the wishing well gave me a free nether star, so that was pretty sick. Remember that corrupted chorus fruit? What's that? Oh, foreshadowing. Were you here this whole time? I used the corrupted chorus fruit to find the secret chest that was on the map and found another Simon Says game. Oh shit. Okay. All right. Look, I'm going to write all this down this time. I want to win. I want to just win it. When it gets to that really crazy one, that it always just, no one can remember that. How am I gonna, I need to write this down. I spent the rest of the day playing through this game and getting lackluster prizes. I used the corrupted chorus fruit to find another dungeon and looted the whole place. It went really well until a cave troll spawned, and remember how I was wondering how much damage they do? The answer's all the damage. Not fair. What's cool though is one of the chests held a heart container, which upped my max health by 1. Let's go! 25 hearts. Insert Zelda sound effect here. Now after all that adventuring, I need to do some organization. So that's what happened for the next few days. Honestly, I think it's safer that way. Oh, and here I was playing with a grapple hook and got stuck in the wall, so that was fun. Day 174, organization. Day 175, no, wait, I'm done. Actually, today I made a silver fishing rod and tried to trick it out with some cool enchants, but I kind of messed up here and made a million fishing rods and knives. Whatever. I made a dock and then fished for the rest of the day. I spent all of day 176 waiting for wither skellies to pile up and eating fish to hopefully gain more health. That didn't happen, but the game crashed, so that's cool. Killed wither, got Tato, made soul stones. You know how this goes by now. Made more obsidian armor because my other set mysteriously vanished somehow. I just realized I haven't named my shovel. Well, this one's for the fans. Okay, it's time to venture back into the Twilight Forest. The next boss on this list is the Alpha Yeti, who resides in the snow forest, so I went over there. But he has a base with a lot of minions, so I sniped him all day until I felt comfortable spawning him, where I did the same thing with him. Not the most honorable fight, but hey, I lived. Entering the Twilight Glacier, I found her palace, the Snow Queen, with the most beautiful blocks I've ever seen. Bars? But when I tried to mine them, they broke about as fast as obsidian, so let's neutralize this place first. I was forced to walk in the front door and greet the residents with Sortie Mark II. In one of those chests, though, I found an ice bow with power 4. You might be useful. Okay, this is taking too long. Using my player launcher and a lot of persistence, I broke in the top of the Snow Queen's temple and begun the fight with her. Now, you may be the queen of this land, but have you met my glowy electric wand? But said electric wand was too strong and she didn't drop her trophy upon death. So now I have to look for another castle. I think Engraved Thunder deaded her too hard. She didn't drop anything. Did I complete the quest for it, maybe? Hold on. I did, but it didn't give me this, yeah. While doing so, I came across a giant fuck-off tower. This just so happens to be where I need to go next. This is the castle of the Yurgast, and he's about to meet my player launching ass. Bars, wait, I didn't even realize that. That's good. This is the castle of the Yurgast, and he's about to meet my player launching ass. I climbed up, that's my favorite line of the script. I climbed up the castle on top, and here he is. He spawns both acid rain and his children, but with the power of my bow, he went down pretty easily. Got his trophy, and found another Snow Queen to take her trophy as well, this time with 100% less Engraved Thunder. Afterwards, I headed back to my Twilight base and got the Dusk Flame Hex from a quest. It's basically a Darkfire version of Engraved Thunder. Ooh. The next day, I was at home and had an idea. What if I light Netherrack on fire with Dusk Flame? Does it burn purple forever? Survey says yes, it does. Now I know what I'm building next. Also, side note, I've been trying to get villagers to breed and they just won't do it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I may be kind of copying Luke the Notable with this Flame of Life, but mine is purple, so I win. Love you, Luke. Don't hate me. I lit the Chalice of Life and I found out I could walk in the flames, so that's pretty cool. Back in the Twilight Forest real fast and check out this Cloud Giant House thing. All these skins here are just me, which is oddly flattering and terrifying. Yeah, whatever, they need to die anyway. And they dropped the Giant's pickaxe and sword. So, about that bow I got from the Snow Queen's temple. I enchanted it, and now this is what it does. It gives the frostbitten effect, which makes it to where you can barely move, and it lights the victim on fire and withers them. I think all those effects combined might be the reason this bow becomes my main now. It's now day 187, and I want to go out on one last venture. I haven't gone into the sea, and I want to find some more heart containers. I found a pirate ship, which was a good start, but I almost died falling into a pit of mobs. This was too close for comfort. And I set the whole place on fire. Great. It's kind of a blessing, though, because the fire made me accidentally break a barrel that had tons of rare shit in it. I didn't even know you could break these. Fuck. The next day, I found a guardian dungeon and took out an elder guardian that gave me mining fatigue. That asshole. Also, I placed the shulker box here to load it up, and I went to break it, and I might have made a mistake. Hey, what are you little guys doing up here? Oh shit, that's a dragon. I see, you're hiding. Soon after, I found another pirate ship that also had a heart container, which brings my total heart containers on this adventure to 2. So that means my health is 27. Oh, and in this sunken ship, we found an iron strongbox to take home. It had pumpkin pie in it, so that's neat. I wrapped up the night by finishing my armor and looking at my new drip. And after one last round of enchanting, this is what I've got. My helmet, Soulbound 3, Last Stand 2, Unbreaking 3, Protection 4. My chest plate, Shock Protection 3, Unbreaking 3, Thorns 1, Last Stand 2. My pants, Protection 4, Repellent 4, Last Stand 2, Soulbound 3, Unbreaking 3. My boots, Multi-Jump 4, Soulbound 3, Protection 3, Unbreaking 3, Last Stand 2. Checkmate. We've got a lot done today, and a lot of loot, so... Organization! Okay, that's starting to lose a bit of its flair, I think. And then it's spell learning time. Summon Fire Beetle, Druid Hex, Ironwood Heart, Mist Cloak, Twilight Orb, Pocket Furnace, Firebolt, Reversal, Frost Ray, and Ward. Starts with day 192, I did some cleaning up around the base. Gotta have it pretty before day 200. And while I'm doing this, if you'll just indulge me for a second, I just want to say thank you for the support on that last video. It means the world to me that you guys like what I made. And I hope you enjoyed this one as well, even though we're not done yet. And if you did enjoy, then hit that like button and let me know in the comments below. All right, enough mushy talk. 7 days to go. I thought I'd head to the mob grinder one last time and get a couple levels. It was fun, kind of nostalgic. Then, as I was bouncing home, I jumped right onto a dragon. And I guess someone must have put tungsten in my Cheerios because I had balls of steel and shot at the dragon. And to my surprise, it froze her. Then the fight was on. Strafing, shooting, running, and repeat. Only thing is, I forgot to mute my mic, so we have this audio now. Ah, he's frozen. What now, you stupid bitch dragon, unloved by your parents? Yeah! You think I forgot about the fact that you're unloved? Oh no, I'm unmuted for this! It took all night and half of the next day, but gods can bleed, and bleed they did. The dragon died, and I collected her heart. Gods can bleed! I made a fireplace mantle for their heart and sat back admiring my handiwork. Enough playing games. It's time to prepare, because tomorrow we go into the Twilight Forest for the last time. So, with every head of every boss, we are now allowed to enter the Thornlands, but the thorns will block our way. You'd think you could just jump over it, but the acid rain acts like a force field. So I had to go into that troll cave with the giant pickaxe I got from the clouds. I spent all day looking around for this, and I was worried that I'd run out of time. But at the end of day 198, I found it. I broke in with the giant's pickaxe and took the lamp of cinders. Then I went home. Tomorrow, we stormed the final castle. Using the lamp of cinders, I burned away to the final castle. Now, if you don't think I'm about to just launch myself up to this castle, you're batshit crazy. Once I made it to the top of this place, it looked beautiful. But I was a man on a mission, and not even these new enemies can stop me. Also, can we talk about how awesome these doors are? Like, I want this for my base for 300 days. Like, totally, 100%. Anyways, back to serious, my bad. This place was even guarded with me giants. That's okay though. Engraved Thunder and Duskflame got this. Finally, at the end of day 199, I made it to the arena of the final boss, and... yeah, they never programmed a final boss for this mod, so that's the end of the Twilight Forest. We've conquered it. But that's a little bit of a cop-out. So, day 200, I built a platform, placed all my trophies of all the bosses I've toppled, and took some glamour shots. You can, Portal!
You can! It works! My portal gun works! Ah! I don't know how, but my portal gun works!
Day 100, we didn't even have netherite. And by day 200, we are dual wielding a flamethrower and a portal gun. I'd say we've made a lot of progress. But there's still a lot of stuff to do in this mod pack, like go into space. And if you want to see me do that for 300 days, then make sure to subscribe and leave a like on this video. Day 201, we start off exactly where I left you on day 200. Pause. This is legitimately your last chance. From here on, if you haven't seen the 100 and 200 day videos, none of this will make any sense to you. So I highly recommend you go and watch those. Go, I'll give you time. Okay, time's up. Unpause. The first thing I did, of course, was reclaim all those trophies I put down at the end of 200 days, and I ran back home to grab my mystical crystal pickaxe, because I'm gonna need these castle bricks. The thing about these castle bricks is they are really hard. So hard that they take 17 durability to break. So hopefully my 3000 durability pickaxe, when I mine this, will... Well, that's what I get for listening to the comments and turning on Vein Miner. Are you happy? I almost broke my crystal pickaxe. No, to mine this, I'm gonna need something a little stronger. So I'll need some ores from the end dimension. But when I get to the swamp that had my stronghold, I found this lovely chap. He's the Sludge Lord, and the first boss I'm taking out in these 300 days. He's really slow, so using my bow, we bopped him with no problem. The fight went well, but that's not a sign of things to come. That's the exception, not the rule. Anyways, I'm in the end and I'm collecting Inferium. Don't worry, I'll only need to do this once. I did it enough in 200 days. Day 202 was spent getting more Inferium. And day 203 was spent getting Wither Skulls and Nether Stars, but at this point, the Withers are just pushovers. Got the Nether Star, and with all that Inferium, I made a Supremium Pickaxe, which has unlimited durability. Let's see how well that fares against the Castle Bricks. Now that I'm collecting these Castle Bricks and not just breaking my pickaxe in half trying, I think it's a good time to explain Vein Miner a bit. If you're not one of the 100 people that have told me to turn it on and already know what it does and are experts in my fucking comment section, Vein Miner lets me mine every block that's the exact same type in a certain distance. You know, like a vein. Hence the name. The only downside to this is that it costs durability and hunger, and we just fixed the durability problem, so now I only have to worry about hunger. But I can buy food from the shop, so it's pretty much fine. I also figured out how to get rid of that He Protect, He Attack thing. You won't believe the amount of Googling needed for that one. The next day, I took those castle bricks and laid a perimeter around my base. I know I already have walls, but some things can actually jump over those, and these castle bricks are virtually indestructible, so consider this a form of upgrade. Another thing this perimeter does is give me more space to work with. I'm gonna need a lot of it in these 300 days. Later that night, I enchanted all my new gear and made sure to make this pickaxe as good as possible. It's my main now. Day 206 was real dirt hours. I mined and placed dirt all day to make a platform for myself, and at night, shit got crazy. Guys, it's just real dirt hours, please. I'm just attempting to plant dirt. I'm just attempting to lay the land. Please, it's all I wish. Why are there so many of you? You see why I need these walls? More land lay in day 207, and at night, more crazy shit spawned. I have a theory. I don't know if it's true, but I think the longer that you play this mod, the more likely it is for bosses like the Scarecrow and stuff to spawn, as well as higher level champions like Blue and Purple. It's just a theory, but this is way worse than night one. That's all I'm saying. So the next night, I lit up the place with whatever I had to emit some light. It may look ugly, but at least I'm safe. Here you can see that I'm working on something. This is a task screen that I can feed items into, and they'll give me money. For reasons that I won't go into, I need 25,000 coins. I just realized how that sounds. It's for something cool, not the Minecraft Mafia, I swear. But I clearly have caveman brain and can't figure it out. A quick Google search later, and I got it. Better get used to me Googling here. This shit gets complex. Now, it's been a while since I've been on this world, and it's about high time we go on an adventure. I found some death worms. They lived up to their name, I'll give them that. And while I was mining, I heard this. It is very, very faint, but that's definitely the wing flaps of a dragon. Yup, that's a dragon. I need to get out of here, but not for the reasons you may think. Oh, yes, I mean, I will die if I'm cornered in here, but I'm a bit stronger than last time. And this dragon is going to die. I'm also a hell of a lot more cheap, and with 9,437 arrows, I took the damn thing down. First dragon killed of 300 days, but we're gonna need a lot more than that. Here's another dragon, don't mind if I do. Big Yeti. Big Yeti. Big Yeti today, Big Yeti tomorrow, Big Yeti next week. We need all these scales and blood bottles for something. I'll tell you later, I promise. I also found a pirate ship. Didn't have anything I wanted, but it was fun to loot. Day 213, I went to grab ender pearls from these plants in the end dimension and sold them for 15 coins a pop. This was not worth it, but I wish someone would have told me that before I wasted a whole 2 Minecraft days on it. I made like $800. Selling all of them, I got a couple thousand coins, but it was nowhere near as many as I'm gonna need, and that was just way too time consuming. Day 216, I tried to learn about some automation and organization magic with ME fluid crystals, but remember, monkey brain. So halfway through the day, I logged off and went to go learn. Night 216, now it's time to get saucy. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present, perhaps for the last time, organization. This is the simple storage upgrade. Using all these matrices that I'm building, I can connect every single chest that I've ever had with storage cables to this system that will connect all of my items for me. I told you Googling was worth it. To make this absolutely insane though, I'm gonna need to go bop another wither, so BRB. Die, 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 die. Thank you. Now with the Nether Star, Blaze Rods, and Purper Blocks, I can make a TV remote. But not just any old TV remote. No, this one has DirecTV on it. And with DirecTV, I can surf through every item I've ever had with the power of this remote. Okay, for real. This TV remote allows me to have access to the whole storage system from anywhere, including any dimension. I can also dump any item in there from anywhere at any time, so we shouldn't have any storage issues anymore. I automated my wither skull farm with a mob masher the next day. This thing will kill withers for me, and this absorption hopper will pick up the items. Isn't the future just wonderful? I also needed to spend the rest of the day putting some items from my shulker box and e-chest and stuff that isn't connected to the system into the system. So now the only reason I would ever need to go back home is if I accidentally put my remote in the system, which I'll be honest happens a lot, but what can you do? You ever put your TV remote in the TV? What do you do then? You go and farm, that's what you fucking do. But this time, I'm not farming for food, per se. I'm actually trying to expand my Ethereum farm with water seeds, because they are the only way I can make a watering can. But for that, I need a certain essence that only drops from watering seeds that has a 5% drop rate. So, guess I'm just gonna have to wait and get lucky. I set up a quarry that I'm probably not going to use the next day. It requires 4 stacks of coal, and that's way too much. So, I don't know if it's the best play, but it does work, and it does mine blocks automatically. I've been silent for too long. I need to quell this constant bloodlust that I feel in this game. So I'm heading back to the Twilight Forest. Now I've got a ton of comments asking me if we're going to take out a level 5 dragon. And the best place to find these, for some reason, is in the Twilight Forest. And after only a minute or two, I found a den. Broke into the den, and the battle begins. Kinda. You see, Mama kinda got stuck for a while, and I had to free her the best I could. She wasn't very grateful after I freed her, so now the real fight has begun. And then she went to sleep? Come back. She went back to bed! What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Is this a thing the mama dragons do? They just sleep all fucking day? Even if they're being attacked, they're being mauled to death, they don't care, it's nap time? Well, with my bow and the fact that mama didn't get enough sleep last night, I was able to take her out with ease, and she dropped a gray egg. The generation can continue! I'm gonna be the best mother ever. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go kill more dragons. This dragon was even more stuck than the first one, and just as dumb. I killed them without even letting them leave their den. Mama never learned what love meant. Mama never learned what up meant. Mama haven't figured that part out yet. Hadn't figured that out. Oh, Mama learned! Mama found out what happened! Ah! Ah! Mama learned what up meant! After that jump scare, I managed to take her out. Now on to more bloodshed. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's because I need approximately 360 scales and 25 vials of blood for a dragon forge, and I intend to get it. On day 224, I had 240 dragon scales, and we're almost there. So let's keep going. I got the rest of the scales today, and in total, I now have 4 dragons, 2 gray, 1 emerald, and 1 red. I only need 1, so I let Twitter decide between the cool-looking ones. Follow my Twitter, by the way, especially if you want cryptic updates on these 100 days, and this. Yeah, that. And then I pulled a fast one on Twitter by hatching both of them instead. But this is gonna take a while, so I did a lot of quests, and made some cool items, but honestly, I don't give a fuck about that, because the red dragon hatched, and this happened. Did you eat the other one? Did you kill him? What is this, survival of the fittest? Like, what? Dude! And so I named them Azazel. I spent all night trying to learn about Azazel, and as dawn cracked on day 226, my enchantment room exploded by a fucking creeper. Why? I fixed that up, then I went to go get food for my dragon. When you feed them, they proceed to progress levels, and I'm gonna need mine to be at least level 2. I took inspiration from other dragon dens that I've accommodated before, and now my little Azazel is gonna be the coolest kid in school. Right next to Azazel's new home, I built the Dragon Forge, putting the aperture pointing towards where they will be. Don't worry, that's important. Also, I moved the quarry. Now I know a lot of you have probably been screaming at me to do this, but I was monkey brain, remember? You can't forget that, monkey brain. But now I'm smarter, so it's time to start with power and redstone flux. I started by attempting to run a steam dynamo, and while it will work, it's very slow. Also, mobs are still a problem. I've got to make this wall an actual wall now. The next day, I needed more bricks because this wall is so resource intensive. So now more wall. Good. Day 230, I needed to get more food for my dragon because Azazel is such a hungry baby. Hopefully not hungry for babies. Also, I tamed a fairy with a cake. Sometimes you just need to do quests. And afterwards, I gave Azazel some food and they became stage 2. Then I put some dragon blood and iron in the Dragon Forge, and he's going to town. This is how you make dragon steel. So I'm gonna leave Azazel to it, and I'll be back later. Now to pass the time by killing another dragon. Please don't tell Azazel, who was still going to town until late into the night, where they took a little Nazi food. So at night, I'll just harvest my Inferium crops. The next day, I went to go get some food yet again. Big mistake though, because for some reason, dragons don't like me. I can't imagine why. And afterwards, I don't know, just watch this shit. The reason I paused here is because I needed to assess the situation. I was stuck in the stone and was suffocating, which is not really that big of a deal, but I could have died, and 70 some odd hours of hardcore makes this really stressful. So yeah, I paused here, had to assess the situation, and then mind my way out. So I wanted to make a big, like, dramatic scene when I finally got the second best armor in this entire mod pack, Dragon Steel. And what I did to do that was make an armor stand and put all the Dragon Steel on there, and I was ready to make it look cool, but apparently I can do this. So, oops. I don't know why the helmet duped, but I have a second helmet now. I promise I won't use it. I feel like that's cheating. Anyways, here's some more Dragon Burn. Moreover, I'm grabbing books for this village to enchant. Looking for Last Stand 2, I'm gonna need it on every part of the Dragon Steel armor. Also, meteorites explode. Neat. So the next few days, I enchanted over and over and over and over and on and on and on and on and on. And now I can finally don my new set of armor. And let me tell you about it. Everything on this armor has Proc 4, Unbreaking 3, and Last Stand 2. I also have the enchantment Step Strider 3, Aqua Affinity, and Multi-Jump 5. Let's fucking go! Just look at that toughness bar now. It's orange! That's way better than not orange! At night as well, I got the Time Played quest, and it gave me a creative modifier. I'm not telling you why, but this is huge, and we're saving it for later. Then with my newfound armor and power, I headed back to the Beneath, looking for more osmium, iron, and, well, generally just ores and stuff. But the point is that I went to the Beneath, where I fought this summoner, and everyone is still really strong, which, I mean, I'm also really strong, so the fight was going okay, until I headed too close to the darkness, and excuse me? Purple fucking hand! Purple fucking hand? That's what we're doing now? We're doing a fucking purple hand. Purple hand. Woo! Okay. Oh, fucking K. No, thank you. I'm doing research. I am doing more research before I ever go back there. I'm gonna be an engineer now, not an explorer. Shadow hands pulling me into darkness is where I draw the fucking line. I'm an engineer now. So it's time to begin mechanism. If you remember from this video, 100 Days Sky Factory, I learned about a metallurgic infuser. So that's where we'll start. To do the mechanism stuff, we're gonna need a constant power source though. So I'm making a machine that will give us infinite magma power. To do that, I need to light bedrock on fire and make grains of infinity. I don't know why this works, but it does. At the end of day 239, I started crafting a lot of things I need for this magma power maker. Day 40, using a builder and the pump upgrade, I can send magma from this dynamo into the builder that sends magma into the dynamo and back into the builder, and so on and so forth. All the excess then goes into this ender tank, and if we load these chunks, I can place another ender tank in the overworld and hook it up to the dynamos. Full disclaimer here, a lot of what I've learned is directly from Chosen Architect. He has this amazing MC Eternal series, and it's where a lot of my research for these 300 days came from. So if things look similar, I hooked them up the same way so they work. I don't want to fuck anything up. Shoutouts to Chosen Architect, you're awesome, man. But because I'm an idiot, I still fucked it up. And after extensive research, I realized that I didn't turn it on. I am not a smart man. Now it's producing a big lot of power, and it should be plenty for what we need. So the first system I made with this newfound power is a redstone furnace pulverizer. This takes ores and pulverizes them. Then if they can be smelted into more items, it smelts them, basically sometimes essentially doubling some of my ores. And then I use the purple sticky ball to transport it directly into the storage system. No, that's not the professional name, but I really wish, because I'd like to keep calling it a purple sticky ball. Attempting to shift gears a bit, day 242, I need to start also working on my Supremium. Gotta get like everything going at once here. Or else I would be able to start on it if I could get any fucking essence. Day 244, I'm back in the end. I'm here a lot, what can I say? It's the best way to like gain levels whenever I spend them all is to just, mine stuff and then you're good. But this is a really long trek to get here every time. It takes up like half a day, so we need to fix that. Grabbing some ender pearls real quick, and I went after some sheep. Sheep and the ender pearls are gonna be needed for elevators, and I'll need a couple of those, so I'm killing sheep all day. Day 245, I was still looking for some sheep when I stumbled upon a familiar mountain. Long time no see, old friend. Don't think I forgot about day 62. Almost forgot. Don't think I forgot. Welcome. I'm a little bit stronger now, bitch. Let's dance. You're still very, very powerful. Okay, I'm sorry. Please stop flying. He's being murdered. Get fucked, dumbass. Oh, and this little guy. I remember him too. Taking him out as well. And fuck it! While we're here, we might as well take out the sea serpent! That'll teach you not to fuck with me. Anyways, after my revenge, I went back home and began building a basement. Still working on the basement, day 247. I hope it looks good. And with this little addition, I think it's finally starting to come together. Let's take these down, not gonna need you guys anymore. End of day 249, it's complete. Every dimension I can now go to, except the between lands, because that's a giant fuck off tree, so I don't know if I could just put that in the basement, is now down here in my basement. Poggers. Okay, so, what this is, these are chance cubes. Basically, they have a chance to do fucking anything. And I thought that it would be not at all a stupid idea to buy 10 small ones and 3 really big ones for day 50. Or 250, but it's the 50th day in this video. We're gonna open all of them. So let's fucking go. Here we go. These are depressing. Oh. I mean, getting levels is really easy in this, but thanks. Whatever. Giant chance cube. Let's begin. Oh no. That's this is it. This is what I have to show for it. Are you fucking kidding? I hyped this up for so long, and this is what I have? This is what I get? I have a fuck. All right, back to business on day 251. I'm in a mine around my house, and I found an uncommon crate. Nothing really noteworthy until I opened it and found a heart container. Yeah, I bet you guys forgot about these things. We haven't seen them in so long, but I didn't, and my health is now 28 hearts. I spent the rest of the day making another lava miner, because, I mean, that just doubles the amount of infinite lava I have. I'm not complaining. Okay, Now it's bullshit mechanism time. We're making golden and osmium crystals. To do this, I'm going to need an electrolytic separator and a chemical infuser with sulfur. This fuses together gases and makes sodium trioxide. Combined with the water vapor from our aqueous generator, it will then make sulfuric acid. Combine that with gold and osmium ore to make their respective dirty slurries. Then use a chemical washer to clean the slurries and crystallizers to turn them into crystals. Or, in not nerd speak, giant machine sparkly gem, yay, monkey brain, ooh, 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 ah. We will need these crystals for later, and some of you may already know what they're for, but if you do, come on, don't spoil it for everyone, just wait a couple minutes and I'll tell you. Also, I somehow got some beef jerky from a quest, I think, and it gave me 2 extra hearts. That's a full set of 30 now. Day 257, I actually think I've solved our food problem, which is good because both Azazel and I are very hungry. But for this, we're gonna actually need some mobs using MOBs, or mob obtaining balls. I grabbed a sheep and a cow. There are test dummies, so to speak, because that sounds way nicer than slaves. Now, using a mob duplicator, we can drain the XP from our wither farm and turn it into essence. Using that and a leadstone pipe connected to our power source, I can kill the cows for all eternity. Look at that! Now all that's left to do is to use my Galaxy Moraine to automate this entire system. I ran out of redstone. BRB. Boom! Infinite cooked steak, Azazel we be eating tonight. The next day I finally had enough Inferium for a sword upgrade. Perfect timing too because it's head to the time to the Betweenlands. Good. The next day I finally had enough Inferium for a sword upgrade. Perfect timing too because it's time to head to the Betweenlands. I've never been in this dimension before, and that's for a couple reasons. When we enter, you'll see that all my food turns rotten. Only Betweenlands good is food here. Fuck, I can't backwards words. When we enter, you'll see that all my food turns rotten. Only Betweenlands food is good here. Also, I seem to have mining fatigue, which causes me to swing my sword really slow. I've got to eat these balls of sap that I get from sap trees. They don't fill my hunger bar, but what they do fill is this bar that you can't really see because my toughness bar is in the way. When the sap bar depletes, so does my max health amount. So that's why we got to keep it high, or I'll only have like 4 or 5 hearts to take hits with. And champions can still spawn here. Using my player launcher and hang glider is how I got around here, because the ground is really sticky in a lot of biomes. But I won't need to be here for too long. All I need is octine, which I managed to find in some structures and vases, so no mining for me, and the sludgeon. This beast of a dungeon is our target. But I need one more thing before we can take it on. I need a specific type of shears made only in the beneath, so I'm looking for the ores to do so. While looking, I found a stronghold. I know that because when I got near, the achievement said, "Welcome to the stronghold." Also, I tried to enter and was literally laughed at, so my pride's hurt a little, but I'll be back. I looked around in more structures, but I couldn't end up finding the ore, so I went mining. If you're wondering why I'm not saying its name like Voldemort, I can't pronounce this. Simon and Theodore, I don't know. And I found exactly 2, which was all I need. But I'm out of food, so I'm heading back now. Now with a full hunger bar and these shears, I'm back. And using these shears, I collected moss that I can light on fire with the octine. And when you do that at the top of the sludgeon, this happens. It makes a fucking light puzzle. I spent like 20 minutes here. Just why? Why would you do this to me? You know I have monkey brain. I have said it so many times this video, I have monkey brain. Whatever, I did it. Let me go refill my hunger bar real quick. Day 265, it's time to storm the dungeon. This dungeon has a gimmick to it. You want to know what that gimmick is? It's a fucking maze with a symbol at the beginning that you need to memorize and then copy at the end of it. Let me get my phone. However, my plans went to shit real quick when I found a level 4 boss with Vortex, adaptable, plagued, and infested. And of course, it was blocking the only way I needed to go. So I doped the fuck out of there. Okay, that's not supposed to happen. We're not supposed to find a level 4 champion that has Vortex. Why do they always have Vortex? Luckily, this thing chases you around the sludgeon and kind of like weeds its way into blocks. So I was able to lure it outside and run right in until I got to the puzzle at the end. And it sends me down another level. If there's one thing I hate more than mazes, it's multi-layeral mazes. This shit looks like a Phineas and Ferb creation. Fuck me! I made so many wrong turns in this fucking maze, I couldn't even count how many. One thing that was nice is that some of the dead ends do have chests with loot, and food down here that actually works, which is good, because that's not my only source of sustenance. And every time I got to the end, we go deeper. Not to mention how many champions I'm fighting down here. I hope there's none at the bottom. Hint, hint. When I got to the final layer of the maze, the walls were moving, the ceiling was falling, and my patience was in the negatives. Then after almost getting crushed, I put in the sigil and... audio here.
Please. I'd like to leave now. Thank you. Don't crush me again. Also, I still have to keep going down. Lovely. Oh, a new level name. We must be getting close. The Pits of Decay. Wait, there's no puzzle.
This is it! We made it! And all that light from the puzzle headed down to these mirrors, which we need to now hit in rapid succession. Now I know I need to hit it in rapid succession because I wasn't hitting it fast enough and nothing happened. In my desperation of trying to hit these fast enough, I just kind of jumped at it and... audio here about Bell.
Well, that was a mistake, clearly. I didn't know I was going to ring the bell. Is that the bell of victory? Have I rung the bell of victory? It does not sound like it.
I googled it, and if I sat here, I could take out everything that I needed. And once we dropped the mirrors, then the sludge menace spawned.
He's a wormy. He's a Shermy wormy, dude. No one ever told me you were a Shermy and a wormy. Let's go. Sludge Menace is a Shermy wormy.
This fight isn't awful, but all the enemies have a small chance to spawn as champions, which terrifies me in this dimension. But I've had one ace up my sleeve. My sword has both lifesteal and leech, meaning when I hit something, I suck up so much health that it just completely heals me. So, if I keep smacking things, I should be good. And after a while, the Shermy wormy died. I picked up its ring of dispersion, and it's extremely useful, allowing me to fly through walls at the cost of XP. But I have another use for it. And just like everything else in this video, you will find out soon. Winky face. I wrote winky face in my script. Can you tell it's 12 a.m. at the time I'm recording this? But now it's time to come home. And one thing I found while in the sludgeon, 3 green gems and 1 red gem. Putting the green gem on my armor gives it a chance to negate all damage on 1 hit. And the red one gives my sword a chance to do double damage in a hit. Perfect. Now, I've alluded to using all these items that I've got, like crystals, creative modifiers, and recently the ring of dispersion, so let's finally put them to use. I'm making these solar panels and lunar panels that produce grid power, or GP. I need 32 or so for reasons. So I spent all night getting them and emptying all the osmium from my forge. Because day 270, I made the resonant thruster, the final piece of the puzzle I need for my little surprise. It was a bitch to create, but here it is, the resonant thruster. And using 4 gold crystals from Mechanism, an osmium crystal from the Beneath, a creative modifier from either the shop or completing some quests, the ring of dispersion from the Betweenlands, and a resonant thruster from rocketry and jetpacks, and the Snow Queen's head from the Twilight Forest, we can make the Angel Ring. This is the Angel Ring, a ring that when powered with 32 GP gives me creative flight. I can now fly around in any dimension,
Except the Beneath, because they don't allow that.
as if I was in creative mode, like a god. At night, I even bullied this tower golem in the end, and let me tell you, being this powerful might be going to my head a little. But let's go kill some things. Oh, you! I remember you. Didn't you ruin all my gear in 200 days? Make me use a soul stone? Almost kill me? Oh, yeah! That was you. Well, I'm back now, bitch, and it's time for you to pay. I knocked out the Cyclops just for fun. and I think I'm gonna go for more bosses. MC Eternal has a page in its quest book dedicated to bosses, and I haven't killed a lot of them, so let's remedy that. The first one on the chopping block is the Hydra. Now I had to grab him in a soul vial so that I could fight him on my terms. See, this boss only dies to fire, so I made him a little obsidian box and set it on fire using engraved thunder, and the purple fire staff as well made it die pretty easily. One down. Now it's time for the Mimrex Queen. Ew. Kill the dragon first, but that's what I do every morning before breakfast, so not really noteworthy. The Mimrex is an ant queen in an ant colony, and we have to take her out. It just so happens I know where that is. Oh, and MC Eternal always has this real funny way of making sure that I know my place, because I touched one of these ant workers, and yeah, still one-shottable. I hate that even in dragon steel armor, I'm still one-shottable. God damn it. So gimping this thing is the only way I'm gonna win here. So I took out my bow, and I started going to tap. Oh. That was it? Oh then. Mimrex Queen defeated, I guess. Day 275, I set my sights on the Gorgon. She only has 100 health, and I should have killed her a long time ago. But she has this really funny quirk where if I look at her, I instantly die. So I've been a little hesitant. I brought every soul stone that I own. Hopefully these will save me if I accidentally look at her. But I swear, that ace up my sleeve came in handy, cause Lady Luck shined upon me and she didn't even turn around after a couple good arrow shots. Not once did she look at me. And the Gorgon was defeated. But all of those were easy bosses. Let's aim for something higher. And to do that, I need to turn my cow grinder into a better wither grinder. So I did that on day 276. Now I need a lot of gas tears. I tried using morbs to extract the tears, but that was so slow. And after a day of trying that, it was just easier to use my sword and put looting 3 on it. I got all the gas tears that I needed by nightfall, and it was time to fight the Ender Dragon. Well, that was really easy. So easy, in fact, that I'm gonna go do it 10 more times. Be right back. The reason I'm doing this is because every time the dragon dies, it drops 4 Supremium, and that seems like the fastest and most fun way to get some Supremium Essence. And I'm gonna need a lot of it, so let's go for it. I got this fight down to a science. I killed a dragon almost every 2 minutes. Only downside to this is that all the ores on this platform turn to Ender Bioite every time the dragon dies. I think that's an Ender IO thing, but it doesn't really do that to the rest of the end dimension, so I'm not that worried. And on day 280, I made this. It's a strength charm that I can put onto Swordy and give it 10 more base damage. Well, we can go a little further. I took the core from the bow that I had and made a Supremium bow and gave the bow Quick Draw, the enchant that I finally found from a champion a while back. And I just knew I had to save it for this. The rest of the day, I enchanted all my items and gave them all names. I forgot to name my pick earlier, so now my pick is EQ's Dick Pick XL. Swordy, of course, now is Swordy Mark IV, and for my bow, I couldn't think of anything. So I hand the baton to you guys. Comment down below what this bow should be named, and the best comment is what I will name it. Now to test out these new weapons, we're heading to the Tundra. We're looking for 2 bosses, an Ice Dragon and the Frost Maw. And later that day, I found the Frost Maw. Now this boss is a little insane, probably a little too insane. He has around 7,000 health, which is double a level 5 Mama Dragon. And his attacks, of course, bring us to instant kill. But they also take around 3 levels per hit, meaning he's the strongest thing that I've been hit by so far. And he's got some fucking attacks. He throws ice balls that freeze me and decimate my health bar if I get anywhere close to him. And he breathes a frozen breath of doom and death. Bars? So I can't even get near him. And to make things worse, he's immune to arrows. Yeah, the flame may hurt him, but the arrow just bounces right off. This was the hardest fight I think I've had to go through so far. And I genuinely was this close to death. So close that I had to make a waystone and teleport back to my home to go get more levels, because I started this battle with like 83, and he got me down to like 17 with Last Stand 2. So I got more levels, and I went back. Day 283, I managed to get the kill, but I killed him with Engraved Thunder, so the item didn't drop, and I need that item for the quest. So I killed an ice dragon to let out some rage, and I found another one. The plan here is to get him really low and take like the last 100 health from him with my sword. And after all night of launching engraved thunder and lightning strikes at him, I finally took the beast down and got this, the ice crystal. Woo! Yes! Oh my god, that was hell. Using it lets me freeze any mob that I can hit with this ice spray. And it recharges in my inventory. Hell yeah. With my newfound crystal, I went home and made an angel block, put it on my angel ring, and now I have golden wings. I'm that baller. After that, I made the mistake of making and eating an empty heart container. It literally took one of my hearts away. What the fuck? Well, don't eat one of those! Okay, well, I'll just make more heart containers then, because looking at this recipe, I have plenty of materials to make it. Now, I'd love to show you me making them, but my footage corrupted on day 284, so you'll just have to take my word for the fact that we made 5. And day 285, the footage is borked as well for the first bit. But I killed a level 5 vampire baron in my local vampire forest. He wasn't very hard, so I don't feel bad that this footage didn't make it in. And afterwards, I killed more vampires all night, until I got the achievement of taking out 100 of them. Did I mention I'm powerful? Day 286, I started by doing some quests. I will one day finish all of these, mark my words. Well, except for the one that needs me to die first. I guess I'll never finish quests now. Shit. Later that night, I dismantled the Azazel's den because they were getting too big for it, and in its place, I brought back the beacon. But this time, it's better. On each side of the beacon, I put a Pharaoh's beacon. They're a little more expensive, but I'm rich, so it's no big deal. Using them, you can place potions in the beacons, and they will broadcast that effect over the entire camp. So I used my rare health boost potion, swiftness, night vision, and luck. That combined with strength and regeneration from the normal beacon should hopefully mean I'm practically invincible on my compound. Which is good, because I have another boss to fight. I made another obsidian box and spawned a plague doctor from my soul vial. I stole him a while ago. And then I hit him with engraved thunder and summoned the Black Death. This guy has an insane amount of health, and he has these plague clouds that hit you and they give you the plagued effect, which doesn't let you regain hearts at all. When you get hit, you lose that heart for good in this fight. That's okay though, because I have 10 extra hearts because of that beacon. It's almost like I planned this. After a while, I was able to take him down, and that's going to be our last boss for a bit. We just took out a Cyclops, Hydra, Mime Rex Queen, Gorgon, Frostmaw, Ice Dragon, Ender Dragon 11 times, a Vampire Baron, and the Black Death. I think we deserve a little break. The rest of the day, I made a place for Azazel to truly call home. And on day 288, it was really coming together. I even incorporated this natural volcano-y thing into their home. Then I made the Dragon Forge a part of it and let Azazel check out their new place. To celebrate, I got them all the dragon meal that I could make out of my bones, and... Ooh! That's a big boy! Azazel is now level 5. Day 289, I did some renovations, mainly making a path to the compound that I'm probably not going to use at all, lol. I'm also placing rainbow trees everywhere. They're the most expensive trees, and they're rainbow trees. Do I need to say more? Rainbow trees? That's awesome. And of course, we can't forget the 69 sign, now fully encrusted in diamonds. You are welcome. More renovating day 291, and I just want to take this moment to say thank you. The channel has been blowing up recently, and I'm glad that you guys have been taking a shine to me and the content I create. I find it funny that so many people are amazed that I swear in my videos. But for real, thank you for all the support. I've got so much more planned this year, and I hope you guys are all ready for it. We're just getting started. And if you're new, if you like what you see here, join us and hit that like and subscribe. I promise I'll make it worth your while. Okay, that's enough relaxation and putting it off. It's time to fight the Summoner. The Summoner is only found in the Beneath, which should tell you that it's gonna be hell. You find normal Summoners all around in the Beneath, and when you click them with an Ender Eye, then the fight begins. This battle is basically waves of enemies that are buffed because they're in the Beneath. The problem is, some can spawn as champions that are already double buffed, and then now they're triple or quadruple buffed, and I know I've only got a monkey brain, but I think that's a big lot of numbers. That was not on the script at all. I'm just keeping it in. Fuck it. I'm keeping that part in too. And that part. Man, who knows when I'm going to stop keeping... I forgot my bow like an idiot, so when this champion got too close to me, ow. I gotta go back and get that. But when I came back, things were going well. Then its last phase happened. In its last phase, they add evokers, vindicators, and iron golems. Fuck this. The Evoker had to die first because their attack is detrimental, but their spirit things refused to die, and one spawned as a champion, and I was really scared I was gonna die. But alright. Y'all gotta die fucking now. I did manage to get them, and the Vindicator was then easy, and the Iron Golem wasn't bad either. After that, you just bop the Summoner and reap the rewards. Fuck yeah. Where the fuck is my Soul Stone? Oh, I did this whole fight without a goddamn Soul Stone. What is wrong with me? You know what? It's fine, because now we can always wear a Totem of Undying. Or 2. Or 3. Fuck yeah. Or 4. Hell yes. Another reason why I was in the Beneath was to grab coal and then turn it into void crystals and use those to upgrade my storage. This isn't organization, it's just an upgrade, but I did it for about a day. And on day 295, it was time to prepare to head back to the Betweenlands. One of my quests gave me mummy bait, and I'm bringing it with me. Also, apparently I forgot to kill a Yeti in the Twilight Forest, so remedied that. Day 296, we're in the Betweenlands, and my first target is this tree. Just want to get it out of the way. It's not hard or anything, but it's good to kill the spirit tree anyway. Now it's time for the peat mummy. Remember that mummy bait that I got from a quest? Now throwing the mummy bait on the ground spawns this motherfuck. And well, the angel ring breaks this fight, but I'm not complaining. I spent so long getting this thing, I deserve to be a little broken. Day 297, it's time to storm the White Fortress. There's this room in the middle with lightning shooting into each corner. Obviously, that's where I need to go, so I won't. Instead, I looted the whole place. And while I didn't find anything amazing, I did find some Valenite, Octine, and that word, and now I have some blocks that I can flex with. Okay, fine, I'll go break the lightning. And once I did, it dropped the Shockwave Sword, the key to the finale in the Betweenlands. All I have to do is ascend this tower. So I went home, and I did more quests. Told you I was going to flex my wealth. I did a couple more quests and learned the definition of stalling. Do you want to hear it? Stall. Verb. Delay. To delay taking action or avoid giving an answer in order to have more time to make a decision or get an advantage. All right. I was just having fun. But now it's time. Back at the White Fortress, using the Shockwave Sword, I broke the barrier that laughed at me earlier and looked into the eye. Here it is, Primordial Malevolence. With that last hit, Primordial Malevolence has fallen, and I am victorious. I took the reward and headed back home. We've gotten so much stronger these 300 days. We started off dying to basic spiders. Now, we're practically unstoppable. And I'd like to see how far we can push that. So if you want to see me trying to survive 500 days in MC Eternal, make sure to leave a like and a comment telling me you want to see that. And I will set my sights higher than ever before. That's right, in 500 days, we will head to space. For now though, I'm going to do a flyby of our compound, as is tradition, and tell you all to hit that subscribe button. If you made it this far in the video, chances are you liked it, and I put so much effort into this. What with researching, recording, editing, and scripting, taking a shit, that one required real effort. I think this video's earned it, but you be the judge. Well, that's about it. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, I mean, you watched it all the way through. I'm sure you probably did. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. You're not gonna wanna miss 400 days when it comes out on the channel. But that's all I've got for you guys for now. Thank you all so much for watching. You can go watch some other videos of mine if you want. They're just as good, if not better. These are old. Anyways, my name has been Eqlipse, EQ for short, and thank you for watching.